Yeah. It's funny that we fell on this topic. So when you hit me up yesterday, I thought about last week. Today's show posted. Yeah, I want to play this for the people, y'all. Last week, the Today Show posted or had a scientist who reconstructed apparently the face. They found the bones of Nefertiti, and they reconstructed the face. And so I want y'all to see this. If you hadn't seen it before, again, this is NBC Today Show, and I don't follow the show, so I can't tell you who these two ladies are, the host are. But it was a scientist cat that came on, and they had this big unveiling of what Nefertiti looked like. And so Black Twitter went crazy, Facebook went crazy, I went crazy because I'm like, wait a minute.
You know what she looked like though? The newscaster black lady. That's what it looked like. Remember that? You know, like she like same complexion, tall. I think she's
no, the whatchamacallit, this little y'all gonna see, y'all see and y'all judge, because I don't trust nothing he say when it comes to somebody looking like somebody.
She look like a newscaster. I can't think of her name.
Y'all look at this and y'all put in the comments who y'all think this lady look like.
All right, here we go.
Expedition Unknown. Josh Gates is used to uncovering iconic mysteries, but his latest excursion brought him as host of the Travel Channel's Expedition Unknown. Josh Gates is used to uncovering iconic mysteries, but his latest excursion brought him to Egypt, where he got exclusive access to the remains of King Tut's mother. Take a look.
It's a mystery as old as the pyramids. What happened to Queen Nefertiti? A legendary beauty and powerful ruler, married to King Tut's father. So beloved, he made her co-king. But after death, she was erased, her mummy gone.
This is the most famous image of Nefertiti.
Josh Gates, archaeologist and adventurer, was hooked, traveling to Egypt for the Travel Channel's Expedition Unknown to look for answers.
This is a tomb known as KB35.
The first clue, far from King Tut, a mummy known as the Younger Lady, now in a quiet corner of the Cairo Museum. In 2010, DNA tests proved she was King Tut's mother. Was she a mistress, another wife, or, as Gates and Egyptologist Aidan Dodson suspect, the missing Nefertiti?
Is it possible that the mummy of Nefertiti is actually sitting under glass in a museum right now?
I think it may be probable.
They used high-tech imaging to scan the Younger Lady's head for the first time, creating an exact replica, the basis for a forensic reconstruction.
This rather sad, mutilated face, you can't really visualize as a living, breathing woman. It's very hard to see people in the past. It's even harder to see women because they're so often framed by men. So this is an opportunity to see a real woman, a real powerful woman from history brought back to life.
Enter Elizabeth Danes, the artist behind this reconstruction of King Tut, and now his mother. She says her toughest job yet, building a face with covered eyes, a missing jaw. 3 months later, Younger Lady has a face.
I'm dying to meet her, to be able to come face to face with a living woman will be absolutely thrilling.
A face just maybe to help solve an ancient mystery of the legendary, extraordinary Nefertiti. For today, Kelly Kobiella, NBC News, Paris.
And Josh is with us now, along with his little friend here.
Yes.
What was the inspiration for doing this?
You know, Nefertiti is, I think, sadly remembered as the most beautiful woman of the ancient world. But in fact, she was a really substantial leader. This is a woman who was a pharaoh. And I think that it's time to identify her, to figure out who she really was. We know her from this famous bust in Berlin that everyone sort of remembers her from. But that's a kind of idealized image. And so we wanted to look at this mummy in the Egyptian Museum and say, could this be the real Nefertiti?
All right, so we're going to reveal it, but this is 3D imaging. You think this is spot on?
This is spot on. This was a 3D image of the mummy's head was done. It was then given to a forensics team and an incredible world-class reconstruction artist. So this is very accurate.
All right, here it comes. We're going to have it reveal. I'm ready.
Here we
We're going to knock it
1, 2,
over.
3.
Okay.
And there she is.
Wow. Wow, that's intense. Wow.
Isn't she amazing?
Yes. She really is. So how do you reconstruct? And how accurate do you think this is?
I think it's extremely accurate to the mummy. The forensics artists are able to.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Man, yeah.
Oh my god, this is intense. This is extremely accurate. This is extremely accurate for ancient Egypt.
Why is it stuck up? Look at it.
Oh shoot.
Why it take us? That's ridiculous.
There we go. Don't put me next to it.
There we go.
That's fake.
Take
me away from that fake news.
They keep doing that.
Close it. They keep the fake trying to win. See that?
The fake trying to be strong. I'm gonna leave you right there till after the show.
For real. Yeah, man. What y'all think about that, man?
That
awesome. So true. Hey, man. Hey, what y'all think about Cher? Y'all think Cher?
Cher.
That Cher? That's like Cher to me, man.
That's like
Sonny and Cher. Sonny Bono. Thanks for sharing, but this is fake. I want to know how in Egypt, in 15th century, how you get a woman like this in Egypt? Dog. And this fool say, hey, if he write a book, hey, don't buy none of his books. I can only imagine what's in his books. Oh man, think about this, y'all.
Crazy.
And then they showed the hair on the thing is like nappier than mine. Like the hair on that's why they put this hat on, because you can try to change the nose, you can change the lips, but you can't change that hair.
That hair.
Hey, you can't change that hair. That's why they put the hat on, because they want to have to come up with a fictitious lie about wild hair. Oh well. The thin threads tend to bundle up in death, and hey, how they gonna try to lie about the hair? Man, but that hair was so knotted up on that skeleton. Come on, man, where'd you get this complexion in Egypt in the 15th century? Y'all tell me that.
Man, you can't. It's impossible.
Mind you, she was born in Thebes in Egypt. Wasn't no SPF 50. Wasn't no sunblock in Egypt at that time.
Man, like Doc said, they guessing. They ain't even guessing. They just putting it in there like, they just want to make it to be like we just so. I'm telling you, we were here, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we were here. That's how they want you to feel.
You can't survive. That's why they brought slaves to the United States. We the only one that can work in that southern sun. Come on. We the only one who can.
They would have died out there.
Right. You look at bro. Thank you. Look, hey, real talk. Look at the Jewish brothers and sisters right now. Look at the Egyptian brothers and sisters in Egypt now. Mm-hmm. They're not authentic to that land. They have high rates of skin cancer because of the sun out there, man. They have the highest rate of skin cancer because they can't survive that. That lets you know that through the mixing and all of that with these other nations, they ain't even supposed to be on that land, man. They ain't supposed to be under the sun like that. Come on, man. And you're gonna tell me that back then when they didn't have, you know what I'm saying, sunblock, that this lady from Egypt, born in Thebes, man. Egypt.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It's from
like I said, we didn't learn in history.
We didn't learn, but we might have learned this in history class. But she looked just like that, and everybody looked like that. But you look at them pictures that they painted on them, them pyramid walls. Yeah, hey, them pyramids is dark. It's dark in there, so that color, the paintings and everything still kept. It didn't fade because no sun. It was hidden from the sun, so it didn't fade as much. See what I'm saying? So imagine what we see when we see those pictures on the hieroglyphs and everything. They look light skinned. They look his complexion. But think about it when they first did. They probably was black as this kufi on my head, black as my beard. But you know what I'm saying? But years and years and thousands of centuries later, it probably the ink done wore off, and they still black. Like how you get this? They had to be extra crispy. Them boys was Michael Blackson out there.
They was straight up.
Michael Blackson on them pictures, man. But then, NeFAKetiti, I was thinking, like you said, he mentioned the Black History Month idea. I wanted to write down two people who stuck out to me in Black History, and I picked a man and a woman.
Who you got?
You mind if I share?
Hey, share, God. Doc, I mean.
So NeFAKeTiti was one. That's why I wanted to share her video. NeFAKeTiti, whose name means a beautiful woman has come, was the queen of Egypt and the wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten during the 14th century BC. I said the 14th century BC. Okay. She and her husband established the cult of Aten, the sun god, who our brothers and sisters in Christianity still worship, Aten, and promote Egyptian artwork that was radically different from its predecessors. And I say that because if you do your research, the same way they worship Aten and the monuments and temples look like modern day churches. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's something we have to be cognizant of. All right. So I'm not gonna get on a tangent on that, but yeah, NeFAKeTiti. So what do y'all think about that, man? What do y'all think about that? She said, "You king so silly." Eliana. That's the craziest thing I ever saw too, Sean Techie. What's going on?
For real. But I still think she look like that broadcasting lady, man.
You can't give us no names though, bro.
I can't think of her name.
It don't count if you don't give me no name.
On the news, there's a black
what channel?
I can't think what channel it is.
They'll never figure that out, Jose.
but these people probably stay home and watch TV. Some of them. Right. So it's a black, tall, light-skinned lady. She does the news, and she's older. I think she had like cancer before.
Oh, Robin Roberts.
She's
Robin Roberts.
That favor her, man.
Bro, okay, pull up a picture of Robin Roberts real quick. Cause this dude, I'm telling y'all, this dude blind, man. This blind man.
You need to wear glasses like Emma.
Right.
He said Robin Roberts, right?
Robin Roberts. She don't look like Robin Roberts to me. But she might got a picture out there. She might have bleached her skin. You know, they sisters bleaching their skin now and putting in these blonde wigs. So you might be right, bro. You might be right.
See,
go to that one right there when she bleached her skin because she dark on right there when she real light. She bleached her skin right there. All right, so now click hit that right there, view image. All right, can you hold control now? Scroll up a little bit. Boom. All right, now. Show the people, man.
All right, I'm gonna show y'all this.
Do it side by side if we can. Can we do it side by side?
Because I gotta go through a whole bunch of stuff to do that.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're
gonna do this. That's Robin Roberts. That's Robin Roberts, y'all.
Y'all look at Robin Roberts.
All right, y'all see her? That's Robin Roberts. Now we can go to NeFAKeTiti.
Let's go to NeFAKeTiti right quick.
Where'd she go?
Let's go to Edom NeFAKeTiti. Edom Titi.
Edom Titi.
Yeah.
See?
Robin Roberts, ladies and gentlemen.
They didn't give it the black Robin Roberts. Has
Stop speaking, my friend.
It's the NeFAKeTiti. She's the new NeFAKeTiti.
Hey, thank you, Eliana. I thought it was just me. Robin don't look like Robin Roberts rolling around in the studio because you'd have called her out. I think she bleached her skin, but she ain't this pale. This lady right here, this lady peach. Robin Roberts still has retained a portion of her melanin, according to this picture I see. She bleached her skin though, because these other pictures you got up here, she a little darker right there, right there. She a little bit dark. See what I'm saying? She a little darker right there.
Could be makeup, because they put makeup over the whole body, base, the neck, the back. They was there. I'm gonna look the same all the way down.
Yeah, to even it out. But you telling me that's darker than that? That looks darker. That look like that. What's that stuff y'all put on your
foundation?
Yeah, foundation. Ooh, man. Come on now, Robin Roberts.
Rocking Robin Roberts.
Out there bleaching that skin. But yeah, shout out to Robin Roberts, man. She beat breast cancer, man. She out here strong in the game. Sure. Yeah. But I see what you're saying. But see, look at her nose though. Robin, you can't bleach no big nose like that. Nah, Robin Roberts got some nostrils on her, bro. And that lady right there had a nose.
She couldn't even breathe.
Her nose like this. And you see what I'm saying? How you even have a nose in Africa like that? You can't have no nose like that in Africa, that hot sun.
That's true.
Come on, man.
You got it.
You see what I'm saying?
You're a good researcher, boy.
And I can get into like the traits of why the nose big if y'all want me to, and why they got thin noses in Europe.
Look like this?
Huh?
Why mine like that?
Because somebody raped your great.
Stop.
Now your nose straight, bro. You straight, bro. You got a Shemite nose, bro. But also one of my Black History Month. So NeFAKeTiti was my Black History Month female, right?
Okay.
And so my Black History Month male is Samson. And Samson.
Okay.
And I want to actually take this moment to make it a teachable moment for the Yo Radio crew.
Come on.
So let's see here. Let me go to the book of Judges.
Oh yeah?
Judges. Hey, what's gonna happen is this phone gonna act up right when I
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hey, for real.
Tell
All
that
right,
phone
so here we go. Here we go. I'm on y'all Wi-Fi. I blame your Wi-Fi.
Blame it on the Wi-Fi.
So let's see. Samson. All right, so Samson's chapter 13, verse 24. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I'm gonna go. That's the whole chapter. Let's go to that 24th chapter. I'm gonna read it real fast, y'all. Real fast. It says, "And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them in the hands of the Philistines 40 years. And there was a man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God, very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was, neither told me his name." So she didn't ask no question. She just received the prophecy, and she kept it pushing, right? But he said unto me, and she was talking to her husband, Manoah, Behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and now drink no wine or strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing, for the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day of his death. All right. And so this is when we get the prophecy of, well, I should say, this lady gets the prophecy that she will bear a son, and his name was to be Samson, right? And so, and she said, not the spirit of the angel of God told her not to put a razor on his head, right? So we know that Samson, and I actually picked Samson. I didn't get a chance to shoot guys on the link, but there's a movie dropping around the same time Black Panther is.
Oh, really?
Called Samson. But guess what complexion Samson is?
Is he white bread?
He white bread. All right. And so he don't have locks either. He got a long wavy,
like Aquaman.
No, he don't even look like Aquaman. He look like what was that dude that Arnold Schwarzenegger played back in when he played like the slave? Was it Ben-Hur or Conan? This brother looked like Conan the Barbarian.
Oh,
they got a Conan the Barbarian playing Samson. All right. Remind you, this is still Africa. It's still Africa, right? Because Israel is a part of Africa, right? So it's still Africa, still hot, still a blazing sun, right? It's still chocolate folk out there running around, right, with big nostrils,
right,
with long hair, right? And so this woman was told that she was to not cut her son's hair, and she was to abstain from eating unclean food, which we know that what the unclean food are based on the book of Leviticus chapter 11. So, no shellfish, no pork, no, that type of stuff. Right. No unclean thing was to come in her mouth or that child's mouth. Right. So everybody was supposed to be kosher. So I'm sorry. The baby was supposed to be not the Terminator. For real. So this baby, what she said, don't the angel told him not to cut the baby hair. All right, so now let's jump. So this is the story of Samson's birth, and we know Samson, we know his story, right? But I want to show y'all where this comes from. Turn, if you will, Deacon Hosha Yahoo, can you turn to Numbers 6th chapter? Sure enough. Let's see here, 6th chapter, and I'm gonna read Numbers chapter 6, verses 1 through 21. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speaking to the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either a man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dried. Can't even eat raisins. All the days of his separation he shall eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk. All of the days of the vow of separation there shall no razor come upon his head, until the days be fulfilled in thee which he separate himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy, and let the locks of his head grow. Locks. Who is the only people we know that? Do I need to take this kufi off to show y'all some locks?
Man.
Okay, so how do you get Conan the Barbarian out of a brother with locks in a hot climate country?
You can't say you can't find the actor that look like that.
You see what
That's
I'm saying?
a lie. You could make locks on anybody.
Right. All the days that he separate himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his father, his mother, his brother, his sister, when they die because of this consecration. So there was specific laws that Manoah and his wife had to follow when this child came. Mm-hmm. And so, but we see that in the Torah.
Right.
So really the angel of God that spoke to them prophetically, which we know was Yeshua. Let's be honest. We know that was Yeshua because he never leaves his name whenever he comes in the Old Testament. Whenever an angel comes on somebody and wrestle with him or fight with him or give him a good word, and they call him Lord, but he don't give a name, that is Yeshua.
The first thing he say, don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. This is me, but I ain't supposed to be here. But you see what I'm saying? But I just want to tell you this real quick, and I'm gonna go back. You see what I'm saying? But this was in the Torah. So the angel of God was telling Manoah and them, hey, one, I'm gonna give you a child to judge over my people, but I want this child to be set apart based on Torah principles of separation. And so that's where we see this at. Now, I'm going to also highlight another individual that you guys know and love, who was a Nazarite that nobody has ever preached on, teached on, mentioned before. Riff Raff. Riff Raff is a rapper, right? That rapper with that, yeah, he got a gold grill and everything. I seen him on this show. Yeah. Hey, Riff Raff is silly, bro. He's silly. But yeah. This individual, everybody takes everything that he says over everything God says. And they've built monuments for this brother, built congregations, churches, denominations over this brother right here. And I want to show you guys that he was, in fact, a Nazarite. And you should know by now that I'm talking about the Apostle Paul. So let's go to Acts chapter 21. So I just told y'all that Samson was an Israelite, all right, from the tribe of Dan, set apart man who followed the Torah. And he had long hair and locks from a hot temperature climate country. All right.
And no shampoo.
No shampoo, no SPF, SPF 50, none of that, right? No, he had that shea butter, though. I know he had that. He was African, so he had to have that shea butter. All right. So let's go to Acts chapter 21, verse 18.
Start at 18.
The
next day, Shaul and the rest of us went.
Who is Shaul?
That's Paul, right?
Yeah. They don't,
Okay, Paul is Shaul. That's just his name.
It's Hebrew.
And the rest of us went to yuck.
Ooh, what you reading, boy?
Let me get out of complete Jewish.
Yeah, boy.
Let me come out of complete Jewish real quick, because that's
gonna
have me saying yuck.
Yeah, go to common English. Go back up. Go to common English.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that common English. Keep it plain.
Keep it common, y'all. Keep it common. Here we go. On the next day, Paul and the rest of us went to see James. All of the elders were present. How far I'm going down?
Keep going to 24th verse.
Okay. After greeting them, he gave them a detailed report of what God has done among the Gentiles through his ministry. Those who heard this praised God. Then they said to him, "Brother, you see how many thousands of Jews have You see how many thousands of Jews have become believers? Ooh, conversion, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And all of them keep the law
passionately. So you're talking about Jews who kept the Torah, but also received Yeshua.
So they're like, it's something to the Son of God.
Right.
Okay. Then they've been informed that you teach all the Jews who live amongst the Gentiles to reject Moses, I'm tripping, telling them not to circumcise their children, nor to live according to our customs. What about this? What about that they will hear that you have arrived? You must therefore do what we tell you. 4 men among us have made a solemn promise. Take them with you, go through the purification ritual with them, and pay the cost of having their heads shaved. Everyone will know there is nothing to those reports about you, but that you too live a life in keeping with the law.
Wow. So Paul, who y'all say wrote letters saying that the law was dead. Well, not y'all, but the church say that wrote letters and with an understanding that the law was dead, was the person keeping the law.
Keeping it, yeah.
Wait a minute. But Paul said that the law is dead. We can be lawless, and God changed and his law changed because they nailed Yeshua and the law to the cross. You can't. That don't even sound right coming off my tongue. That don't even sound right. Come on, because Apostle Paul, he had Yeshua, he had the faith, but he also had the works, and you see him here converting Jews, right? Who lived in other countries, Gentile nations. So if they lived in Gentile nations, he's talking to Gentiles. These letters he's writing to Israelites living amongst the diaspora of other nations. He was bringing into the fold. They already had the Torah, but he was bringing them into the fold of Yeshua.
Right.
So wait, that's a whole nother level now I'm talking about, right? But we see here that he kept the law, and he did that by committing himself to the Nazirite vow. When they saw him, they knew his behaviors and like, you must be doing your Nazirite vow. Well, of course, I'm a Nazirite. I'm keeping my vow. I'm setting myself apart. I'm holy to Yah, right? And so they said, well, there's some other gentlemen doing the same thing to show that you're not out here telling people that the law is dead, like people want to believe and want to convict you of, because this has been going on a long time, y'all. Right. They put him to trial numerous times because of these letters that they misread and misunderstood. They misunderstood the same way our pastors, our worship leaders, our spiritual leaders are still what's the schools that y'all go to learn? Some secular churches, what they call it?
Sunday school?
No, the school, them colleges they set up to teach people how to be better pastors.
Oh, theologian,
seminary. They telling you that Paul said to do away with all of that. But no, man, he was put on trial for the very thing that you're still convicting him of that.
Right.
But now it's okay. Now it's okay. Just like they made homosexuality and all that stuff okay. Right. But it's not okay. Paul never said that the law is done away with. He's saying that Yeshua came to show us a perfected law. It didn't say to not do the law. He was doing the law. Why would he tell you and write letters about something that he doing? So if he was, then we can call it right now and say that Paul was a liar. Paul was two-faced. Let's say it right now. Let's put it on the table. Let's call Paul two-faced, because y'all say he said that the law was done away with in his letters, but right here he was doing it and paying for 2 other people to do theirs. And then he shaved his hair off, right? So he's shaving his hair off at the temple and they're paying his penance and all that. Well, not penance, but paying and doing his what they call the purification ritual with them, right? He wasn't drinking alcohol. He wasn't eating pork.
So they just Bigfoot at that time.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? He wasn't eating rabbit. He wasn't eating shellfish. He wasn't eating. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't eating none of that stuff because he was set apart through his Nazarite vow, which is a part of Torah keeping. So why do y'all let the church tell y'all that this man believed or said or claimed that the law is dead? Now let's also go to Acts 24th chapter.
Y'all learned something today.
And verse 14.
History class.
History class, right. Just read verse 14.
14?
Yeah. Yeah. That's chapter 24. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It said, I do admit this to you, that I am a follower of the way, which they call a faction. Accordingly, I worship the God of our ancestors and believe everything set out in the law and written in the prophets.
Boom, right there. Acts chapter 24. That's Paul talking. Acts chapter 24, verse 14. He says here, he says it plain as day. I bet y'all never read that before, man. He said it.
I saw it, but didn't really pay attention.
Because you in the law. You don't have to try to make sense of it. Yeah. You know what it was. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You knew what it was. But
that's good.
Paul is saying that he believed in the prophets and the law. But he wrote these letters to y'all churches to tell y'all not to do the law.
These are scripts that they put in and take out. I'm surprised they kept that in.
Yeah. Scroll down. I want to get some of these comments now. What y'all think about Ian?
She said bars.
Bars.
We got
hey, scroll down. Because she Tamar, she dropped something earlier. She said Acts 18 and 20, when they desired to tarry longer time with them, he consented not, but bade them farewell, saying, I must by all means keep the feast that cometh in Jerusalem. But I will return again to you if God will. And he sailed from Ephesus. So he was in Ephesus preaching the good news, but said, hey, okay, I can't kick it with y'all that long because I got an appointment. I have to keep the Moedim, the appointed days. I have to keep the Sabbath. I have to keep Passover. I have to keep Yom Kippur. I have to keep, you see what I'm saying? Feast of Tabernacles. So right here, man, Paul is saying, scroll down some more. Paul is saying that he was a Hebrew man learned in the way that kept the Torah. Tamar, man, I see you dropping them on me.
She's dropping them jewels.
So Judges, back to Judges 16, verse 13. And Delilah, oh man, y'all know Delilah. She had that spirit of Jezebel on her, that Jezebelian spirit. She said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks on my head with the web. And I could preach on that, boy, but I ain't gonna preach that.
Boy, they had weave back then.
Right. So he said, take the 7 locks that's on my head. So if he had dreadlocks, you see what I'm saying? He had them bundled up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, which y'all call cornrows today.
Put it in a bun.
And put it in a bun. And put it in a bun. You see what I'm saying? So the scriptures tell you who you are, people. The scriptures tell you who you are. Now, go to go to Genesis. Ooh, boy. Let me see something right quick.
We didn't turn this thing, y'all. This still talking about class.
This is Black History class right here.
What you didn't learn in history class is what you didn't learn in church.
Ooh.
It's twofold on this one, y'all. Definitely that. Don't be scared.
Go to Genesis chapter 10 right quick. So we've talked about NeFAKEtiti, we've talked about Samson, we talked about Paul, and we're just really just pulling out Black history characters that that we know, powerful people, notable people in the scriptures, right? And so and this is stuff like I said that we weren't taught. But this was one thing I remember being taught when I was a kid, or being mentioned. I was watching a special back when I was a kid, and it was like on PBS or whatever. And they said that the reason why Black people suffer is because of the curse of Ham.
That's not that.
And so that has stuck with, and I mean, even today, I still hear that being said.
Who's the son of Canaan, though, that got cursed, man?
Correct. Right. And so the son, I mean, Ham, they said that he was the progenitor of the black races, right? So everybody that's black came from Ham. Everybody that's black came from Ham. And he was cursed with blackness. Matter of fact, that's what these Caucasian seminary teachers and theologians and archaeologists claim, right? When they go through the scriptures, from their perspective. Remember, everything we see is from their perspective.
Right.
Even this blonde hair, blue eyes, NeFAKEtiti. You see what I'm saying? Everything, when you're designing something, you always see it in your perspective. So even with the truth, sometimes the truth can be jaded because you want your perspective addressed. Yep. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why it's not healthy for all history to be written by Caucasian people. That's why it's not healthy for all history to be written by black people. True. Why it's not healthy for all history to be written in a classroom or in a seminary or assembly or anything at a college, wherever, by Asian people. There should be various representations. But what we see is that it's always whitewashed because only one person controls the narrative.
That's true.
All right. So Genesis 10 tells the genealogy of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, who are the three sons of Noah. Right. So I want to go to verse 6. And the King James Version, it reads, and the sons of Ham were Cush, Mitzrayim, Put, and Canaan. What does your version say?
It says Ham's sons, Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan.
So how could NeFAKEtiti be white if Ham represents black races, but his sons were his sons created these civilizations, right? The first civilization we have is Cush. The second one is Mitzrayim, which is we know was later changed to Egypt. Put, Canaan, right? So Genesis chapter 10 verse 6 tells you of all of the nations that occupy Africa that came out of Ham. Now, do we have some Hamite blood? Yeah, but we came out of the bloodline of Shem. We came from Shem. If you watching this, you are a Shemite or a Semite. How can let's prove that? Let's see here. Sons of Ham. Let's see.
Same
the
chapter.
Children, 22. The children of Shem, Eliam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lux, Aram. Aram had Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. All right. And it goes down. All right. And all this stuff, right? So we know that Shem had all these kids. And he said, these are the sons of Shem, verse 31, after their families, after their tongues, right? And their lands, after their nations. And so these are the families of the sons of Noah after their generations, in their generations, and by these nations divided in the earth after the flood. So let me skip over to chapter 11. Okay, boom, 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 boom. So it says here, Shem begat Arphaxad. Arphaxad has Selah, and Selah had Eber. Eber had Peleg. And I mean, I can really just go through all of this, begat. But what I really want to get to is verse 25 in chapter 11. Nahor, all these are Shemite, the whole lineage of Shem. Shem had Nahor. Nahor had Terah. Terah, verse 26, had Abraham, Nahor, Haran. All right. Abraham, who had who?
Oh, what's his name? Hit the Jacob.
Isaac.
Isaac
had
Jacob
and Esau. Jacob had
many sons. He had 12 sons.
Israel.
He had all of Israel.
his name was changed. Israel had 12 sons. Y'all came out of Shem. That is your lineage. Now, was it uncommon for us to deal with, marry, kick it with Hamites? No, because let's be honest, we had different customs, right? But them Hamites be looking good sometimes, right?
Because favorite ham,
right? Because you had them in Africa, and you had us, you know what I'm saying, in this the Fertile Crescent area, all right. And then our brothers and sisters, cousins, Japheth, they went to the east. I mean, they went north into the European nations, and they begat all of that up there, Russia and all that. See what I'm saying? So we wasn't going up there; it's too cold. So we gonna kick it where we kick it at the beach. You see what I'm saying? In the sun. You see what I'm saying? So we descend out of Shem. Hamites, right, are Canaan, Put, and what is modern day Put? I think modern day Put is Libya.
Is it Libya?
Like the North Africa. All right. Canaan. I want to say Canaan, the land of Canaan was, from what I understand, was is what is this area? Where modern day Israel is.
Oh,
you said that's like the land of Canaan. That's what the Canaanites were. So you had what we had? Canaan, Put, and who else?
Canaan, Put, and then
Mitzrayim, right? Mitzrayim, who we know is Egypt, and that was all of that Egyptian area. Let's see who else we had. Who was that other son? Cush.
Yeah.
Cush. We know Cush is below Egypt. They settled the land of Midian, which is modern day Ethiopia, Eritrea, all of that area. So those people. Canaan became Israel. See what I'm saying? Like we took over that bad boy. We took that land mass, right? We were given that land as part of the promise, correct, right? And so you look at the genealogy of the sons of Noah, and that's where each nation can go back and trace their roots and identify. But again, like I said, back in the day, they used to say Ham was black. So if Ham was black, how do we get white Egyptians? How do we get white Israelites? How do we get, you see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to race bait. I'm trying to give y'all truth, because the truth is going to set you free. The truth is going to set you free. You know what I mean? If it was race, I tell you to hate people. But I'm trying to give you history. It's only when they don't want you to know your history is when you should question it.
Right. That's true.
But when I'm giving you and actually going through the scriptures and showing you, that's when you know that this ain't some fictitious stuff. If you believe in the Bible at any level, then you should understand that I'm not giving you fictitious information.
Right.
Because this is something that you believe in, right? So I'm just giving it back to you in a way that's digestible and for you to see yourself. Because again, that's the real issue, is that we don't see ourselves,
right,
and we don't have any heroes. We don't see, anytime we get a hero, they whitewash it. So now it's time for us to start seeing ourselves as these priests and kings, like the brother said earlier, Paul Robinson. You see what I'm saying? We know who we are and how we've become. Then we can't make the same mistakes of the class. I mean, we can make the same mistakes of the past.
Right.
And we understand what our future expectations should be. And we also can start living righteously, living the way God wants us to now, because we can identify with the people who did it right back in the day.
That's true. Man, this is like super duper dope. I like this.
Sure.
Learning stuff that we didn't learn in history class. We went from actually history from like what we got, was taught in school, to what we wasn't taught in school, to we wasn't even taught in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
like
talk.
Totally. So I mean, we definitely are in the Bible. We are Israel. The whole world really is Israel. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
And then you got some fallen away ones. You got some ones gonna stick. So which one you want to be? You want to be the one that's gonna stay there, learn his teachings and commandments, and live it, and have that abundant life, or you gonna sit there and just fall by the wayside? Get your riches now. Some could get rich now,
right,
and die full of stuff you could have did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just gone. It's gone away. So I'm trying to get to the point, like, live life more abundantly.
That's what I want, that abundant life.
Man, and just try to keep his commandments in my heart, man, in my mind, and that I can just rock with it through the rest of my life, man. And I ain't trying to claim death. I'm trying to just be here till we just transition.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
And let's say that it's hard for you to pull away from Sunday. It's hard for you to pull away from the church. Your family built the church, and that's your community church. You give to this church and everything, right? Let's say it's hard for you to pull away from that lifestyle. Okay, that's fine. But now, knowing who you are, take that back to your church. That's gonna make all y'all better. Take that back to y'all church and say, "Hey, Pastor, this is something you didn't catch. We need to be teaching on it. We need to do like a Sunday school class based on our African heritage in the Bible." Think about how woke your church would be. You see what I'm saying? Being able to go back to your ministers, going back to your youth.
Yeah.
Think about you know how it feels now having this information. Imagine what it's going to do for y'all youth ministry. If you tell your kids that, oh, this book that y'all reading, it just ain't this book of telling y'all how bad God is and how he cursed people and beat up people, and then his son come, right?
Right.
He's actually talking to you. This is you. See this little King Josiah? Wait, yes, when you get your name, little boy, you got your name right here.
Right.
And matter of fact, he probably looked just like you. Dude, man, think about how explosive that'll be for your youth ministry, because now they not sitting there watching Samson and just watching it for entertainment. They watching us, Samson and saying like, man, this is a lie. This is a lie. And then they grow up and they start making their own movies. You see what I'm saying? They start making their own YouTube videos. They start putting their own cartoons and books together, reflecting characters who look like them to other little kids. That's how we change this thing, man.
That's true.
That's how we change the thing. But you can't change it if you don't look like it, and you can't respond to it.
You gotta live it too.
Yeah,
you gotta live it.
Yeah.
It's
you got because we're visual people. So
so
if you look at something, you automatically know if it's right or wrong. You already know if you're gonna digest it or not. You're gonna put it in your mouth just like food. If it doesn't look right, you ain't gonna touch it. Somebody gotta convince you, man. I'm telling you, it's healthy. I know it look weird, but this is a 5-star chef. Cook this, it go hard in the paint. Trust me. That's how it was with sushi. But people had to convince me. Man, this thing go hard. Man, this got eel skin on it, bro. Like, you want me to eat, and it's got raw meat in it. Well, okay, cool. Don't eat that one. They got another one called the California roll. It's all veggies. Bro, still got the eel skin on it. They got any other kind of skin, man? Just try. You see what I'm saying? Like, people had to convince me to eat this thing. And I ain't gonna lie. And eventually, back in the day, I used to eat that sushi. Right. But it took months and months and months of people convincing me how good it was, and try this. No. Well, it got Creole seasoning in it, so it's something. They had to change it to make me digest it.
Right.
So I'm visual first. So if I change the images of the people, immediately I'm going to say if I accept that or not.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? You laughing, Ileana? Right? You see what I'm saying? I was out there eating that eel.
Hey, 3 years ago, I was tearing that doggone alligator up at Papa Do's.
That's it,
boy.
Boy, I was chilling, man. Boy, you ain't going to hell. He'll let you info me.
Hey, I'm just saying. It was good though. I'm like super good. I used to eat chillings. I got introduced to it. I grew up on it. I'm like, but after a while, I started weeding myself up. I ain't like this.
Me too. That was me. Yeah. But even before I came into the knowledge, I was like, this don't even look right. This don't even feel right for me.
Smell right.
Yeah, smell right. Nothing like that. But people they have to make it appealing to the eyes. But right now, what's going on is these kids are smart, y'all. These kids are intelligent. We can't church these kids. These kids can't be church. We even tried to church our kids. Our kids, they didn't respond. They thought kids was just mad or bored or tired. No, they don't see. You haven't convinced them that this is theirs. These are some territorial tail kids out here. They want to belong to something. That's why social media is so heavy right now. We consume more with our eyes than we do with our ears.
Oh,
that's real, Tamar.
Like real.
That's real. That's real.
That got to be put up there.
Real talk.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? So if we change what this scripture looks like, what these scriptures look like, and we feed it to our kids, imagine how fruitful they'll be. Imagine how strong they'll be. It ain't milk does a body good. Hey, this word do a body good. And you give these kids that understanding, that they have that wisdom. You see what I'm saying? They understand who they are. They have this idea, these ideologies of supremacy in them, not to hurt people, not to hurt people like they hurt people with their idea of supremacy. We don't have that in us. We just want to know that we're great and that we belong to higher power. And that is enough for us to go out and be successful. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to hurt nobody to be successful. Y'all know that.
That's true.
So let's teach our young people these scriptures. Show them this broadcast, man. Inbox us if you want us to come teach your Sunday school class. I'll come.
Hey, I
ain't tripping. You see what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on none of that. I just want to get this out to our kids so we can start changing our bloodlines, so we can start changing our communities, y'all. If your nation, if y'all the only ones that know this, what good is it gonna do to these brothers on the corner that's sagging, man?
That's true.
That's looking to do harm to one another. It does nothing. We got to start sharing this word and being bold with it. Stop being scary, man.
Right, that's true.
You got to stop being scary, y'all, and let's start getting this information out so that we can start changing our communities. For real.
True. Tamar just threw out there. She said, Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Man,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
Look at Tamar trying to get a little something.
Tamar,
I see you, Tamar.
She walking with us though, man. She
that's
walking with us.
I appreciate your time.
We love it. We love it, man.
I appreciate it for real. And I also got the email too for those artists. I appreciate that too. Yeah, definitely that.
Liana say young people been woke. That's it, but they waking up to the wrong thing.
The wrong stuff.
They waking up to the wrong stuff. And this is another thing, before we get off air. If somebody asks you for information, please, y'all, please give them. This is something that I'm seeing that is starting to annoy me. Now it's rant time. It ain't even Friday. I'm about to start ranting. When somebody asks y'all for information, please direct them in the right place. Stop telling people to go research. Oh, just do your research. There's black people in the Bible. Oh, yeah, just do your research. Man, it's so much on the internet. It's so much on the internet that is false. Yeah. In my time as a webmaster, whenever they call me, I did websites for clients. Whenever they want me to update the website or change something, they call me. I charge them even if it took 10 minutes for me, I charge them an hour. And most of what they wanted me to do is add or subtract content. Type this in there, delete that. Everything, that means everything on the internet can be edited.
True.
Stop telling people to just do their research. Give them books, give them authors, give them links if you can. Direct them to people who can help them. Just telling people to research is not enough right now.
Right.
Because that means you don't have the information and you want to sound like you got it. You don't even have it. Study to show yourself approved. That's the only way that we can reach the youth. That's how we can reach these people in the streets, by having our facts correct, our facts accurate, and having the resources readily available to be able to share. So stop, please. In 2018, let's stop saying go do your research, because you're leading. That's the blind leading the blind. That's
true.
You're leading them into a pit.
Yep, because they could go research anything and say, "Hold on, that's wrong." What?
Hey, bro, I just typed. Yeah, if it's somebody new to the game, right? New to the game, man. I'm really trying to get up on this little, some information. If something don't feel right in my spirit about what being taught in school, what kind of information can I get? Oh man, just do your research. Look up Egypt. Look up Egypt. What they gonna do? They gonna type up Egypt, NeFAKEtiti, and they gonna get that video.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
They gonna spread that lie.
And they gonna spread the lie. So y'all leading people into the pit by not knowing your facts. Y'all say y'all Torah, but y'all ain't Torah. Because people are the Torah, people are the book, the real people are the book. And that's what the Muslims call us. The Muslims call us the people of the book. If you ever read the Quran, they know who you are too.
Wow.
They know who you are too. You're the only one that don't know who you are, black man, black woman.